Get ready.
This is the voice of Wayne America.
Lighten up, Francis.
With your host,
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here.
Mike Carnes.
How do you measure yourself with other golfers?
By height.
Only at WayneAmerica.com.
The supernova's gonna kill us all.
Okay, this guy is a real zero, that's true. Let's just think back when you guys were freshmen, huh?
.com.
Hello and welcome to the Voice of Wayne America podcast, an exclusive here on WayneAmerica.com. I'm Mike Carnes, your host for the big show, where every week we talk to somebody about the best town in all of America, and that's right here in Wayne America. We want to thank our sponsors at Providence Medical Center in Wayne for their support of the program. We'll be talking about them here a little later on in the podcast. You know, it's that time of year. The weather's turning. The days are getting shorter. The nights are getting colder, and that means it's time for winter sports in northeast Nebraska. And this year here at Wayne High School, kind of an old face in a new place this year. Wayne High School was looking for a girls basketball coach this year, and evidently they made a phone call to the old coach's home, somewhere wherever that's located, and they got the guy by the name of Rocky Ruhl out of retirement. And Rocky joins us on the podcast this week to talk about his new role as the girls basketball coach. He's of course was the boys basketball coach for 28 years here at Wayne High School, and took the Blue Devils to state numerous times during his career. Also has 30 years as a cross-country coach and won a few state titles there as a cross-country coach. And now he's back and trying out an old sport, but a new gender this time. Yeah. Talking with girls basketball. Rocky, first, welcome to the program and welcome back to the sidelines.
Thanks for having me. It's been a fun few weeks, getting started here. But thanks for having me on the show.
You bet. Let's go back to when you retired a couple of years ago. You had been coaching for 30 years here in Wayne, between the sports that you coached over the years. And I guess why did you decide to retire at that point in time?
Well, at that time the school had a pretty good buyout, so my wife and I came up and had that opportunity. So you could get paid for leaving the situation. So we had our Rule of 85 accomplished, and we were eligible for state retirement, and then also some buyout money from the district, and so we decided to choose that route.
Yeah. Now explain the Rule of 85. Some people maybe aren't aware of what that rule is for teachers in Nebraska.
And your age and your years of experience add up to be 85, then you're eligible for retirement.
So you were 55 and had been here for 30 years, so that added up for you.
I was 56 because I was kind of a non-trad student, and Sylvia was 55. So when you hit 55, I mean, she had I think she had 38 years in, so she may have been 88 years or something, whatever it was, but she had more than the requirement, but she had to hit 55 before she could retire. So we went out basically the same time. Okay.
So, and I guess in that time frame, what did you do as a retired teacher and coach?
Well, at first I wasn't doing a lot. I mean, I was exercising and went hunting with my new chocolate lab, and I'm still doing that. Last summer, I took a job with Wine Lawn Service, and I spray yards in the summertime. So I get out and get a lot of exercise and a lot of sun, and I really enjoy it. It's pretty soothing. I mean, in terms of there's not a lot of stress in terms of having to deal with a lot of situations like I did in school. So it's been kind of a fun job for me.
And I think some people may not remember, you're not only a coach, but you were also an administrator at the time, junior high principal and athletic director. And there's there are some stresses that come with coaching and teaching, but then there are some stresses that come with the administrative side of things too. That I'm sure that it was probably nice to get those responsibilities off your shoulders.
Oh, definitely. Everybody who's had a junior high age son or daughter understands, and so, it's just the way kids are at that age, and you deal with it and you help them grow. And so by the time they're in high school, they're pretty productive by then, I think, most of the time. So I think that we had a good run in doing that, and now it's time for Mr. Dolliver to do that and somebody else. So that's okay, and I'm just enjoying it. I mean, retirement is fun, but my wife said I didn't really retire. I just shifted jobs, because I'm if the only time I don't is probably if it's raining or windy or a bad day, one of those bad days climate-wise that I can't spray yards. So I'm still busy throughout the summer from about April till November.
That's probably giving you time though to spend more time with family and enjoy some of the things you maybe weren't able to do because of your commitments as a teacher and administrator.
Oh, definitely. I got to go to Cancun. I got to go to Seattle. I've been in Baltimore and Washington, D.C., Minnesota to Minneapolis. I mean, I've been seeing the Yankees play several times. I saw the Bears play one time. So it's been fun. We went out to Seattle and watched with my son-in-law and daughter, and we watched the Yankees play a couple of games and got to visit out there. And hey, everybody said it's like London, rains all the time. We were out there and it didn't do any raining. I mean, it rained one night. That's when that Bears-Packers game was, but that's how I remember it. It did rain one night.
Well, obviously you've enjoyed retirement, being away from all that. So
oh yeah,
been a good experience. So let's talk a little bit about taking this job. How did this situation present itself?
Well, Lindsay was in the position, and she took the job. It was fairly late, I think. It might have been in May. I don't know when it was, but it was later in the spring, and at that time, I don't think were really any positions that were being advertised. I think Wayne had filled all their positions, and so. Dennis Oliver and Mr. Lenahan both, I guess they talked and they gave me a call and asked if I'd be interested. And I was interested right away. I said, well, hold on, let me talk to Sylvia about it a little bit and make sure I had her okay to do this. And then I said, yeah, I'll do it. So that's kind of how it all started. I didn't know. I mean, I'd never really regret, or I don't regret it. I just never had any doubts or anything. I said, yeah, it sounds like fun. So we'll take it. We'll do it. We'll do it. Do some more basketball.
Well, Lindsley McLaughlin, who was the girls' basketball coach, she left for Wayne State, a teaching position there at Wayne State, and I know she's really happy with that opportunity. But she did a great job of building this program up and getting them into a position where they've been very competitive over the last several years.
Oh, Lindsay's done a good job. She brought the level of play up even more than from what it was in previous coaches, and it's gotten better and better. I think the girls understand how to play hard and understand what it takes to play the game of basketball, and she did a good job with them. And yeah, I think if there was a way that she could have done both, she would be. But in a situation where she is a professor at the college, that it just doesn't work out for her, and so it was. I guess it was a chance for me to I was available and they asked me and I said yes, and I guess search was over. So that's what happened.
Now, one thing you're going to have to try to match is her energy. I mean, she was up and down the sidelines from opening tip to final buzzer during her time. It was almost tiring watching her play as much as it was watching the kids.
Oh, definitely. I watched the Battle Creek game from last year, and I said, I go once in a while, but I don't think I can be near as up and down as she is. So I probably need to be, but I'll probably try to relax a little bit more that way too.
Yeah, we're talking with Rocky Ruhl, the girls basketball coach at Wayne High School, coming back to coaching after a couple years of absence on the sidelines here at Wayne High School. We'll have more with him here just in a moment. But first, I want to talk about Providence Medical Center in Wayne. They're proud to announce the addition of a new surgical procedure they now offer at the hospital called shoulder arthroscopy. The surgical procedure is for those who have rotator cuff injuries, where the surgeon inserts a tiny camera and the necessary instruments through small incisions in the shoulder, rather than doing an open procedure with a large incision. Dr. Joseph Caro specializes in orthopedic surgery for Providence Medical Center. He's the team physician for Wayne State Athletics and also offers his expertise at multiple high schools in the area. For more information, check out Providence Medical Center's website at www.providencemedical.com. That's Providence Medical Center, extraordinary care rooted in compassion. The Voice of Wayne America podcast this time around is Wayne girls basketball coach Rocky Ruhl. And if you've been away from Wayne for a while, and that doesn't sound right because he's been the boys basketball coach for all these years, but he has has come back to the high school and is taking over the girls basketball program. Lindsay McLaughlin was here for several years and has moved on to a teaching position as a professor at Wayne State College. And so Rocky has come back to the sidelines. You were actually here a year ago as an assistant for Rob Sweetland.
Yeah. I was a volunteer assistant last year after I had sat out my days. For retirement, I have to sit out 180 days from my last date of employment, and then I got back on the sideline after that. And the previous year before that, I was his freshman coach then too. Mm-hmm. So I'd given it up. I'd given basketball up, and Rob took over. The last time we went to state was 2000. I don't know. It was Grant Anderson's senior year, and Brady Soden and the guys, that group, and then Rob took him over and took Jalen and the guys to state the next year after that. So
I think it's 2012 and 13.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's 12-13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been coaching for a long time. I guess going back to your start as a teacher and coach, what inspired you to get involved in teaching and coaching? I know you went to school at Exeter, which is actually just west of where I grew up, in Milford. But what inspired you to get into teaching and coaching?
Well, I enjoyed the athletic idea, and I enjoyed going to school. I mean, as a student in high school, I really enjoyed being there, and I liked the teachers and my coaches, and I watched how they worked. And I guess at first I thought, well, my first idea was I was going to be a physical therapist or a chiropractor, that type of thing, and I wrote a research paper on chiropractics, and I did all that my senior year at Exeter, and I was all planning to do that. And then pretty soon I started going to school, and I said, I don't know if this is fit for me. So I got back into thinking, well, I want to be a coach and a teacher, and I enjoyed mathematics, so I got into math classes and got a mathematics degree. And then also I really, it was weird because I always wanted to be a football coach, and I've never been a football coach. And when I came to Wayne, the cross country position was open, and I said yes. I didn't want the job to go to somebody else who said they would take cross country, and I learned a lot about cross country, and I had started in junior high basketball at the time when I first started here.
Now, did you know anything about cross country when you took the job, or is it something you had to kind of learn on the fly?
Oh, I had a few ideas about it. Back in Exeter, Lonnie Schaefer is kind of a guru in track, and he had some great cross country teams then. So I had talked to him. I went to coach's clinic and got all I could there, and Iowa State clinics, and pretty soon we started building some things. So it was a good run for us. Nick Ingleson, the first year I coached, made state, and I don't know, out of the blue he got 10. You had to get in the top 10 as an individual then, and he did, and it was pretty awesome to have a runner make it the first year, and we started in a couple years after that, started the girls program, and that kind of blossomed too. So we did a good job, I think, of building a cross country program here that was respectable and very, very competitive program.
Well, I know from covering sports over the years in Norfolk back in the 90s, that I know one of the first state tournaments I got to cover was state cross country, and that was the year that you guys won Class C girls title. I think Sarah Kinney was your top runner, and I remember she just was a fantastic runner, and you guys had a lot of success during that period. Won, I think, 3 or 4 state titles in about a 10-year period there. So. Yeah. Had a lot of success in that realm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one year the girls ran, they were undefeated throughout the season. Nobody got close to them, all the way to state. And I think state, we might have gotten a little closer. I can't remember. It seems like every time we go to state, we have somebody, drop out or something happens. They didn't get the run the race that we may have expected, and somebody else steps up then. So that's what usually would happen. And if you have good depth, that happens a lot. But the girls program had, they had a string of some pretty good, like 94 in that time area, had a pretty good string of girls who were state champions.
Yeah, and I remember the last runner-up you had was about 4 or 5 years ago. I had a really good group of girls there, and I think I think you talked about somebody stepping up, and I think it was another situation there where one girl didn't have as good a day as she did, but there was somebody that stepped up and kind of filled her place, and you guys were able to come away with a state runner-up that year.
Yeah. That's. I mean, it always happens, and it seems like the guys the same thing. Pretty soon this guy's out. You think, oh, here's how we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And how they'll finish, and pretty soon a guy who's been running your 5th or 6th position ends up your 3rd position because weird things happen out at state, and they all. That's why they train hard, and that's why you run 6, and it's been a good time. That was a great experience for me. My first cross country race was here in Wayne. I had to take one of the runners from the previous year and tell me, okay, where do we put the flags? Because I don't even know where the course is. And in that time period, I think we built probably 3 new courses because the housing complex went up out there, and so that our course was going right through that, and so we had to change that. I think the tennis courts went into college. We had to change some things up there because we used to run some on the college course or on the college campus, and so I think the course now we've had for a few years, and we had district on a few, not too long ago too. I think might have been my last year or second to last year. So anyway, but it's been a good place. I mean, it's been fun, and I learned a lot, from those kids and from coaching cross country. Yeah.
Now you're back in the coaching ranks as a girls basketball coach, and I guess one of the first things you think about when you're coaching basketball is how is it different coaching girls versus coaching boys? What are some of the differences you've seen just in the first few weeks?
Well, I think I don't know how they both want to play, and they both want to play hard, and they want to accomplish the goals of the game. They understand the ball has to go through the hoop, and that's the object of the game, and then on the other end, stop it from going through the hoop. So the one thing I guess I've noticed a little bit is, and this is because it's the first year, I've kind of looked at my practice plans from when I was coaching boys and time periods, for certain drills. I've had to adjust because I think I talk to the girls too much about it, or I reminisce or give too much history about it because I'm talking too much. So it might be a 4-minute drill, and I'm talking about 6. It takes 6 minutes because I'm telling them the different nuances and things like that help them that I've learned through the years. Say don't do this or try this and that type of thing. So I don't think there's a lot of difference in terms of how I've coached or how the girls are responding to what we're doing or anything like that. So I don't know. I may have felt like I could yell more a little bit at the guys, and it may happen with the girls. I don't know, but I just told myself I don't know why I yelled so much. And when I was the boys coach, maybe I was trying to make a point, but I think they could probably hear me if I talked in my regular voice too. But it probably comes with having a son play too, because you could really chew him out even when you're mad at the team. So he took a lot of abuse that way because he was taking it for the team. So
you don't have that option this year for this team.
No, I don't have a daughter on the team or a son, so it'll be fine. I mean, I think the girls have responded well. They listen, and they make eye contact. They don't roll their eyes and do things, and I think they are they're ready to go in a special group, and I think they're going to play hard.
Well, I think one of the things that I think is great for you as a coach stepping into this situation is you have some athletes who want to succeed, but you have athletes who also have been successful. You have a number of girls who played on the softball team that won a state title, a number of girls who went to state in volleyball. So you got some girls who have some experience in knowing what it takes to step up to that next level and to be able to do what it takes in practice to get that done.
Oh, I agree with you. I mean, that is they're competitive girls. They don't like to lose, and we do drills in practice that are contests so that we bring that competitive spirit out in them. So, and we're trying to do it more because sometimes I look at our girls and and sometimes I think we're a little bit too nice. So we have to talk about being mean, or who's that person you really don't like. Let's think about playing, against them all the time. And so and I'm not saying we're teaching them to play dirty or anything like that. I'm just saying we just need to be, a little more aggressive, and if we run into somebody, you really say, we're a lot of times we're concerned that we run into them while the play's still going on, and you got to play forward and those kind of things. So they understand that. I mean, it's just something that our girls really react to. They're concerned about if somebody is hurt or we did something to mess them up, I guess, too. So.
Yeah, well, you get to some good talent that are back from last year. I know you lost some talent from a team that won quite a few games the year before, but you got some good talent coming back. So I guess looking at the team this year, you got to feel optimistic that you guys ought to have a pretty competitive team this year.
Yeah, we played the Jamboree game the other night, and I was really happy with the way we played. I thought we played hard and we were competitive. The ball didn't go in the hoop like we wanted it to, but I think our defensive, our level of intensity and how hard we played there, the pressure we put on, I think that will get better and better as the season goes on, and I thought we did a good job of that, and that's going to create a lot of things for us. The girls coming back have a good idea of what's going on, and the girls coming up. I mean, we have some freshman and sophomore girls who are going to be, competing for positions too on the team, and we have two juniors, and I think they both start. So we have, a line of kids that will be pushing each other to make each other better and make us a pretty good team, I think, before the end of the year.
Yeah. Now, season's starting this weekend, and that's weather permitting, of course. So weather's been sounding that, but I think the question everybody's been wondering is the blue shoes. Oh. Are those going to be? Are these going to be making an appearance this year?
Well, they're sitting on the shelf. I got a pair of blue shoes, and when my daughter got married, I now have a pair of gold shoes. So, it might be one of those where I got to decide. I think state tournament time is. I think that's something that may happen when we go to state, and if we're playing a state final game or something like that. I don't know. Oh, I'm going to get permission from the girls first, though. It's not about me. It's about them. And like the first game I wore them that last year I coached, I said, guys, these are the good luck charm for the year. So they were happy with it. And so that's what we did. So I don't know if they can take too much stomping. No, the one blue shoe, the blue shoes have chrome covers on the toes, and at the state tournament against Adams Central, I think I stomped one too many times, and one of those chrome pieces went flying. So it's been glued on, but I don't know if it's going to stay.
Don't know if it'll stay the whole season.
Yeah.
And for people who are listening, if you didn't attend a game that last year that Rocky was coach of the boys team, he wore blue these blue shoes that were just they really stood out and really made him walking the sidelines look at just a whole new level.
Yeah, it was a conversation piece for many.
I guess being back in coaching, you're obviously very excited to be back on the sidelines and looking forward to what comes up this season.
Oh yeah, I think that it's rejuvenated me. I'm fired up for this season, and I was reading, Sylvia was writing a Christmas letter, and she said something about these girls are going to just wait. He's at that computer watching film all the time now. There'll be so much going on. And I thought to myself, well, maybe I better back off a little bit because I got to let them play a little bit. So, but no, it's going to be fun. I want to have a good time and have the girls have a good time and enjoy the sport and just go out there and do their best. And I think if they do their best, the success will be there, and that's just going to follow along.
All right. Well, Rocky is back on the sidelines. He'll be back on, weather permitting, Friday night when the Blue Devils open the season at Battle Creek, and then Saturday they'll be at home to play Ponca. So it'll be a great opportunity to see see Coach Ruhl back on the sidelines and see the girls basketball team as well. I think with the talent that they have back this year and with what they have experienced in the fall sports season, I think it should be an interesting year for girls basketball, and it'll be fun to see Coach Ruhl patrolling the sidelines once again for Wayne High. So,
well, thanks. It will be fun. It's going to be different. I mean, not being away from the guys and the guys coaching staff, and I still talk to Rob about every day, between practices and stuff like that, and we line up things, and it's all about Wayne, though. I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, we don't clash or anything like that. We just make sure we can do the things we need to do for each of our groups and make sure it gets done right. So it's going to be fun, and we support each other, and I can't wait. I mean, it's going to be a great, fun season, I think.
Yeah. Well, Rocky, thanks a lot for taking time to talk with us on Voice of Wayne America, and good luck this season. And hopefully, we'll be seeing you on the sidelines for a good number of years to come too.
I hope so. All right. Thank you.
As long as the boss will let you. Right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Voice of Wayne America here on WayneAmerica.com. Again, I want to thank Rocky Ruhl, the girls basketball coach at Wayne High School, for stopping and talking with us about the basketball team. We'll have another edition of the Voice of Wayne America podcast coming up here on WayneAmerica.com, so tune in then. Until then, this is Mike Carnes, and we'll see you later.